Hey guys, and welcome to another Factorio mod spotlight. I'm Xterminator, and thank you for joining me. And today we are going over Heavy Tank 2 Gen. This is actually just an updated version of the Heavy Tank mod I did a little while ago, and the dev contacted me, or the friend of the dev, and said that they made a lot of changes and they wanted me to do an update, which I'm happy to do. So here we are going over all the new stuff, and we'll start here by looking at the tanks. So the graphics have been completely redone from the original, from scratch. So we have three different levels of tanks here. We have the scrap tank, the medium tank, and the heavy tank. So the scrap tank has 5,000 health. This one has 7,500. This one has 10k. Energy consumption 20 megawatts on this. This one is 10, and this one is 2. And then research, there is quite a lot of research. There's infinite research for several of these things, or one primarily is the heavy tank armament damage. But then there's all kinds of stuff that goes with it. So the tank itself, you can unlock here, and you can see all the stuff it unlocks. The medium tank, of course, research, heavy tank, here's the research. But as we go through, if we go back to this one, you can see there's, all the researches for the ammo, the researches for these other turrets and cannons and armor you can mount in here. There is a ton of stuff, and you'll see, once I go into this menu, how much stuff there is. So this mod is, they really broke it down into pieces, which I kind of like. Instead of just spitting a tank out of a factory, you actually are making the parts. Because you can see here, we have to make the track, the frame, the scrap tower, and then the engine for it. And these are all in order, of course, with each other. And then along with this, I'm not going to go over every single thing, but along with this, there are many different types of cannon shells you can put in. There are 20 millimeter autocannon, different rounds you can put in, incendiary, corrosive, normal, crude, and then landmines. These tanks can deploy landmines. The heavy tank can deploy the heavy landmines, and then I think the medium tank can deploy the standard landmines. Of course, all kinds of rockets. Thunderstorm, I'm not sure what this actually does. We're going to test this. I'll show you in a second. Different kinds of fuel. This fuel is actually made from this iodine stuff, and iodine is made from just water. And then additional engines, like reactors, pretty much, which is, helps with like the grid stuff, basically in place of one of your fusion reactors. You can see here I've placed 2 nuclear things. I have the fusion reactors, and then we have armor in here, basically. And the deal here, oh, these are batteries. Sorry, these are batteries. This is armor. How this armor works is it is literally just armor. So it adds health. You can see shield capacity 10,000, but it doesn't regenerate, right? It's not like a regenerable shield as your other energy shields would be. And then I've just placed some other stuff in here, and there's an unloaded gun turret, which I need to actually load. But it was supposed to be this gun turret loaded with uranium rounds. So you can place all these things in here, like these turrets. If you put them in the grid, they'll just fire for you. And then I placed a laser Gatling gun in there. So this should have come with uranium ammo. I'm not actually sure how it said it's loaded, but this actually says it's unloaded. So I'm a little confused. I mean, maybe if I just put this in here, it'll just pull from that. So let's go ahead and enter this guy, and they have all different sounds. So that one kind of quiet. This one sounds pretty much like the normal tank. And then this one sounds pretty heavy duty, and the tracks are all animated. I love these graphics. So let's go ahead and do some test shots. So the difference with these cannons is we have twin cannons, Gauss mode, and twin cannons fast reload mode. So the Gauss mode, you can see there, is that, and then the fast reload mode is this. And you can see my laser shooting stuff as well. So he's just gonna empty out, kill all these guys. And then the autocannon, you can see here, I'm actually going to open the equipment and take this laser out because it's killing everything before I can demonstrate stuff. Now this obviously seems very powerful. Against behemoths, it may not be as good, but really this would be intended for like mods that add additional levels of biters, and there's quite a few mods out there that do that. And then this, I'm actually really curious what this actually does. Oh, nice. Okay, so it's just like an electric thing. That's pretty cool. So this should... Okay, so it's just firing, right? And it's pulling the ammo. I guess it says unloaded, but it's not actually pulling... Oh, no, it did pull from that. Pull a little bit. So, yeah, so there you go. This thing, it takes multiple kinds of fuel. This particular tank only takes either nuclear fuel cells or the special iodine ones. The medium tank can take, like, these other ones, like these kinds here. And then the scrap tank just takes normal, like, you know, wood, coal, solid fuel, even nuclear fuel, but not nuclear fuel cells and such. And there you go. So, I mean, if you're looking for combat stuff and you're playing with bobs or something else that adds enemies, or you just want to have some fun wrecking all these enemies, I mean, I can, you know, I can turn up the evolution here really quick. If we go to enemy and set this to like 99, then theoretically, okay, so there's some behemoths. We can see how this actually does now against these guys. Now keep in mind, I do have max bullet damage upgrades, but you can see it's not really doing that much to them. Now if we switch, obviously that just wrecks everything, but again, we have like max upgrades on this stuff. And I mean, these are expensive, you know, these upgrades, they're quite expensive. So there you go. That's the updated thing for the mod. I think it's one of the coolest combat mods out there for sure. Really, really well done, and the dev still plans to add more for sure. And like I said, I didn't even go over everything. There's tons of stuff here. I did want to look at these like mines really quickly. See if it just like deploys them from the inventory or how that actually works. Let's take this out. Is this something that like goes in here? It says it can deploy them. I'm not really sure how that actually works. It doesn't create a ghost, but I mean, you can obviously deploy them yourself, but it says this does deploy them. So I'll have to read up on that. You guys can check it out. There's some more information on the mod portal for that as well. I don't think there really is for these landmines though, so I'm not entirely sure how these are supposed to be deployed unless there's like a specific item here that will deploy them, which is entirely possible. There's a ton of stuff. Anyway, guys, that's going to do it. Link below to the mod portal as always. And yeah, I think that's going to do it. As always, thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Leave any questions, comments you have down below. And until next time, I look forward to seeing you all, and do take care.